I would love to welcome you all in Prague. This is a really very unique and special opportunity for all of us because we are just opening the International Forum Menu for Change 2018 event that is going to celebrate our achievements, our work in Weed Responsibly project throughout the last 3 years, and I'm just incredibly delighted to see all of you sitting here because you were exactly those people with whom we managed to make this project real and successful. So to introduce myself, my name is Teresa, and I'm coordinator of Weed Responsible project, so I've been responsible for this project in the last couple of years. And I know that together now we are sitting here with delegations from 8 European countries, and throughout the next days I'm sure you will get to know each other, but right at the beginning I would just love to invite each of the national delegations to show their faces to the others in a very, very brief greeting moment, because we know that right now there is sitting a big delegation coming from Malta. Could you please wave your hands? Welcome in Prague. Then we have a delegation from Latvia. It's great to see you. So, as you can see, our project is covering fair share of Central/Eastern Europe. So, third country present is Croatia. Welcome. Then we have representatives coming from Bulgaria. It's great to see you. Slovakia. Romania. Slovenia. And the Czech Republic. So we are about 120 people in this space, and we're going to tell you a bit about how are we going to function and work together throughout the next couple of days, a little bit later. But right now, I would just like to add that the whole project, Weed Responsibly, was basically financed by the European Commission, and we are just grateful for having the support for the kind of work we develop that is bringing the outstanding results that we are going to share throughout these days. So, in order to open our time together and focus on the topic that we have in common, that our project is exploring, there is one practical aspect you can be looking forward to. As you can see, and as you know from your own practice, we are deeply excited by sustainable food systems and responsible food consumption, and most of our project work and education efforts are oriented towards this topic. And as well, our international forum is an opportunity to really experience what does it mean to have fully responsible catering present on the place. So we're going to tell you much more and more in detail about this a little bit later. Knowing that the practical part of our topic is really important, I would like to shift our attention now to a much more global part of the topic we work with, that will be presented by my colleague Aurel, who I'm inviting to the stage right now.
everyone. I think this side is a little bit left marginalized, so I'm going to try to also be on your side. I'm very pleased also to welcome you here with Teresa, but also with many other people in Glopolis that you will meet in due time. We have been working intensely to make, yeah, that's my phone, sorry. To make this forum an opportunity for you to meet each other, to learn more about food, to share all your good practices, because there has been, and we know it because we have been in touch with all the coordinators, we have visited some of you, Teresa has met many of you, that are amazing example of what happened at school in terms of sustainable food and responsible food consumption. Tomorrow is going to be a big day for you to share all these practices. But for the moment, I'd like you to maybe think and take distance a little bit. Because in Glopolis we like to look at the big picture and take distance with things. And maybe I'll start with a very small exercise, which is, could you actually try to imagine yourself stepping out of your body? So could you actually imagine looking at yourself from above? So imagine you are actually stepping yourself, you see yourself from above, and now imagine that actually you have the ability suddenly to float into the air and go even a few meters more above. And what you might see is actually, to start to look at this room, will be able to see other people. And let's imagine that you're able to actually cross the ceiling and you go even further up. You can actually maybe even cross the roof of that building, and you will start to have the fresh air coming out because you will be outside. And then you might start to see the neighborhood here and the river nearby. And if you go up, up, up even further, you might start to see Prague, and then Czech Republic, and then you will see neighboring countries. You will see your own countries. And if you go up and more up, this is what at one point you might be able to watch. So this would take you a bit of time to travel so much far into the air, crossing the atmosphere, and getting able to see the Earth. So this is a bit the invitation. I have to take distance, but I want to challenge you even more, because I would like you to go even further. Yeah, that's where we want to be. So that's the kind of distance we should take to look at our topic today. So when we look at where we are here, you see that we might actually look quite insignificant if we have crossed already the solar system, we crossed our galaxy, we are in the universe, there are different galaxies, and you are there, and we see that maybe the Earth is this tiny, tiny, tiny little dot, maybe lost in the big space. So when you look at this, you might think like, wow, actually we're really quite small, isn't it? Or maybe we could even think we are insignificant. And the very interesting paradox about life is that actually we're not insignificant at all. We are very, very unique. And why is Earth so unique is that Earth has life on it. And this caterpillar might look insignificant, but he's absolutely fantastic as well. He's unique because if we just take distance for a while, we don't know so far any exoplanet with life on it. We don't know another planet where there is life thriving on it. So we are on one planet where life is possible, where life is thriving, but it has taken time to get there. This has not happened over one day. We got a slow process that took a long, long period of time, and we got to a place where we have actually beautiful nature, beautiful landscape, and beautiful ecosystem. And these are very sophisticated. They didn't happen overnight. They were not, like from one moment to another. This has been taken some time to actually get to such a sophistication. And these are really, in such an ecosystem, everything has a role. Different plants might have the same function. All together, they maintain a balance that is actually very intelligent. It's amazing how we have actually, we are living on a place with so much different ecosystem and with so much intelligence. No, thank you, Telga. that's too late. So my question to you was, or maybe you can ask me what is the question relating to the answer that is asked. What would be this number? Can you show it again? What is this number? How long does it take to create it, to get us here? This is actually the age of the Earth. So the good thing is that it's a number, 4.5 billion years. It's a number that doesn't change very, very quickly. Yeah? So if you remember it, it won't change until the end of your lifetime, because it's a number that changes very slowly. So 4.5 billion years, this is how old is the Earth. It didn't take so long to get life on it, but it took an amazing amount of time still. It has been a slow process. Maybe the next picture, maybe some of you here, I don't know to whom this belongs. Could I see a raise of hand? There's some delegation in here, should recognize this. I don't see anyone raising hands above. It's true that this is UNESCO heritage, so it belongs to all of us. To coincidence? Yes. So this is a picture taken from Malta, and it's fossil. Yeah. There is in Malta there is limestone in many different places. In Gozo in particular, which is the northern island above the Maltese island. There you have limestone that erodes with time, and it's incredible how when you walk on the ground, then actually you step into very, very old history of the Earth. Not as old as 4.5 billion years, but a few million years already. Like you could count 200 to 300 million years. 3 millions. Okay, so we have the expert answer here. So this is still, this is maybe when you think of 4.5 billion years, like it's very hard to imagine for us. You know, like we can imagine how long we are able to live. 80 years, 90 years. Then we may be able to kind of picture in history what is 2,000 years ago, what happened 12,000 years ago. And maybe for those who have the chance to live in such a beautiful country like Malta, they're able to even throw themselves backwards even further with such fossils around them. But then it's hard for us to go even beyond that. But so the history of the Earth is a long story. And on this timeline, actually, if you notice the timeline, not much happened for almost 3 billion years. Yeah? And then slowly the water that was trapped into the rocks of the Earth came to the surface, and life slowly has developed, and then got to land, and then we got plants. But it took a very long time. So we are here on the planet, and even this dot that you see there is oversized. You should not even see anything if we want to point us arriving on this Earth. Yeah. So Homo sapiens is known to be 200,000 years. So it's very small in the history of 4.5 billion years. Yeah. Very small. And what is very interesting is that the Earth took time to actually set such beautiful ecosystem in such a balance. So you know that the poles we have, the ice we have on our poles of the Earth are actually working also as a gigantic climatizer for the planet. Yeah? Everything is regulating our climates all over the planet, in fact. Everything, we have a big ecosystem with sub-ecosystem, and everything has a purpose. So now we are very privileged. If you think of this intergalactic desert in which we live, we are very privileged to be human on this planet. It's actually quite a miracle that we sit here today, because it doesn't happen to so many people. So, what should be our life in here? It should be maybe about admiring this beauty that we have around, and the chance that we have to have so much beauty around, and to have beauty of also other human beings. So, there is a lot to care about. So although we look like very small there, in fact, today, we are, as human beings, one key factor, or we are those who actually determines today how the planet is actually developing further. So we have entered, you see there are many geological time. So you have the Paleocene, Oligocene, and then we are now in the Holocene, but we are also speaking more and more, I don't know if you have heard this term, of the Anthropocene. And the Anthropocene defines the Earth's most recent geological time, where it's influenced by human being. So, anthros like man, scene like a period. So it's based on overwhelming global evidence that atmospheric, geologic, hydrologic, biospheric, and other Earth systems processes are now altered by humans. So today, the Earth changes are mostly induced by our action on the planet. This has not always been the case, but it's happening especially, the Anthropocene has been induced especially in the last 200, 300 years. Why? Because we moved into a time of industrialization and extraction of fossil fuels. So we have been extracting some fossils, energy that has been sleeping underground for all the time I showed you before. And we have been extracting it very quickly, in fact, compared to the pace. Imagine the Earth is a very slow animal, or it's a really old lady, that took the time. She's a beautiful old lady, but she took the time to get all of this working in a very clever way, where the smallest and the biggest mammals on the planet all had a role to play. But then we have been coming in and quite disrupting. We like, as humans, it's a quality we have to be disruptive and changing and creating. But here we have been disrupting quite very clever and intelligent balances through putting up into the air a lot of greenhouse gas emission and changing actually the atmospheric balance of the planet. So, the Anthropocene is this period of human action on the planet and on basically changing the parameters of the equilibrium. We have so extracted, for instance, fossil